jump into what we should do. Visa online through the Ministry of Immigration in Indonesia. First trap, when you go Google or go online for this particular site, the Ministry of Immigration, or for a visa, you're going to have a lot of sites jumping in between you and the actual Department of Immigration. Strongly advised getting clear of that and actually go to the actual site. I will leave the site address in my below description. Go into that, just follow the information on there and be brave and hopefully you will receive, providing you've filled out the form correctly, what they call an e-visa, which you go through electronic gates when you get to Bali, called a tourist visa. If you want to stay for longer than a month or two, I'm currently staying here for 3 months. I've got what they call a C1. This is current as of August 2025. A C1 is the old B211A. So forget that number, C1. When you go into the Department of Immigration site, they'll ask you for the length of stay and they will direct you to which visa you should be going to. A lot of people, once they get past the tourist visa, however, if they want to go for longer, like this C1 gets you 60 days, 60 days, 60 days, almost half a year, renewable each 60 days, or extended each 60 days. And it's quite easy. The only difference between a tourist visa and the C1 is that you have to provide your banking details and indicate that, first of all, that you've got a place to stay, that they can get hold of you, and secondly of all, that you have enough money in the bank to to be able to stay for that length of time. Usually that's, when I applied for it, it was 2,000 Australian dollars, and I had to have it in my bank account for 3 months prior to departing, so I just chucked $3,000 in a bank account. So when I photocopied the balance, it read from, whenever it was, April to June, and ticked that went okay, and I was asked for no more information, and within the promised 10 working days my visa was approved, and it was an electronic visa, and it came back no problem. If you want to go for a C1 above the tourist visa, a lot of people out there say, oh, it's all too hard, go to a third party to have them do it. I did that last year when I came over, and I used Bali Legals. I have no complaints about Bali Legals, very efficient. But it cost me $400 to have them do it. It cost me nothing this time, so I saved $400 just to myself, and my wife's another $400, so that was $800 I saved by doing it directly online. Unbelievably good apps you can find, which I will leave in the description again, that I find very, very handy and no nonsense. The first one, just to get around, is, and available in the App Store online, is the Gojek app. That's G-O-J-E-K, or Grab, G-R-A-B. They're one's a Malaysian company, one's an Indonesian company, Gojek, but they're merging and putting a lot of their services together. So any one of those two apps, or both of them, are certainly a recommendation. You can get around Bali or around the streets of eastern or western Bali, Kuta, Sanur, Canggu. You can get around using these apps. It's just simply provide your credit card details as you would with anything else. Don't be afraid of that. And then you simply go into the Gojek app, say where you are, where you want to go to. They'll send back a price. Once you've accepted that, they're here within 5 minutes the trip is fantastic. It's about probably less than half the price you would pay wrangling with somebody on the street. There's a few of the old timers that still get out there and, you know, want to take you on trips and things, or be able to take you, but to be honest, by the time it's a good way to support them, I suppose, but they are generally dearer, and you've got to go through all that business of negotiating, and, you know, 500 no, 250 no, 300, you know. Gojek's clean, easy, and they're everywhere, and I can't recommend them enough. I'm not being paid by them, just saying that. So that's to get around the place. If you're here and you're looking to go to another destination for a few days, you might base yourself in Legian or somewhere and say, oh look, I wouldn't mind going to Lombongan Island, which is beautiful. Highly recommend the booking.com site. It's, at the end of the day, it's probably the most reliable. Well, I've never faulted them actually. The prices are good, the service is great, and it's just done and dusted in a click. However, now being in Bali, you're unfamiliar with the territory, and if you wanted to go to a place like Lombongan Island, there's a fast boat involved. What we've always found is that whoever you book with, ask them to get you there. So if you're in Legian, you simply contact them and say, I'm in Legian, I'm staying at your place on the X dates. Can you arrange for me to be picked up and go across on the ferry? Now you might have to pay when you get to the ferry or the fast boat, you pay, but they've already booked it through for you, and I think that's the easiest way to go. Failing that, get on to Gojek or Grab and do the booking yourself. Okay. There is another app called Get Your Guide, which is excellent for, it's a worldwide app. It's a little bit like booking.com, very efficient. If you want to do a trip somewhere for a day or a couple of days, or you want to go snorkeling or diving or surfing, anything that involves that, it's worthwhile having a look at them. Once again, details in the description. They're called Get Your Guide. We used them, we had a visitor who wanted to go and see the Chek dance out at Uluwatu Temple. We're staying in Sanur at the moment. Very crowded out on that Uluwatu Peninsula, but for about $50 each, we got picked up at the hotel, taken out to a coffee plantation on the way, had a quick cup of coffee. The entrance fee was paid. We went and toured the temple, watched the monkeys, saw the sunset, and then went to the Chek dance. And all that $50 was inclusive of transport, entry ticket, and the Chek dance, with a guide that just picked us up, looked after us, and dropped us back again. So highly recommend that, and you can do that for almost any any activity you want. One thing I did want to put out separately is health insurance. Health insurance, don't squib on health insurance. You never know what might happen over here. You can trip over, get run over by a bloody motorbike, come off a motorbike or scooter, and that's a whole subject on its own. Scooters, safety, and getting around yourself. But don't get a reputable company. I nearly went for health insurance on my credit card. It looked good, everything about it looked good, but it didn't, and it was allegedly no charge, and it was backed up by Allianz, which is a really good company. But you hear some horror stories about insurance, and especially over here, Medivacs. You see a lot of GoFundMes for people that have brained themselves on the footpath or something. Take the time, go to Google your travel insurance. Make sure, don't necessarily go for the cheapest. Go for the one that absolutely spells out what you're covered for. It may be $100 extra, who knows? But I'm over the age limit of where health insurance was cheap. I'm I'm on the dearer end of it, and for my wife and I, for 3 months was $1,000, all inclusive. We did ours through our health insurance, private health insurance, who was laid it off to Allianz as well. But we have used it and highly recommend, not necessarily that company, but just spend 5 minutes or so looking at what you got for health insurance. Very important. VPNs. Now, when you're in Indonesia, they've got very strict internet laws of what you can see and what you can't see. Very limited. And also, if you're subscribed to, say, Netflix or Amazon or something like that, and you've got a great package at home, like I've got BritBox, for example, on Prime or Amazon, when my iPad says, well, you're in Indonesia now, all that drops off. I can't get that anymore, because it's recognising you're not in an area where you pay that price for that area. So if you're watching series or you want to relax a bit one afternoon in the air conditioning, you may not find that your subscriptions are what you thought they were whilst in Indonesia. So for a small amount of money, you can buy off online a VPN, which is like a search engine that says you're in another country. It's legal in Indonesia. Indonesia will not, if you've got one of those, they're not going to come knocking on your door and throw you in jail or anything. They're about $20 a month while you're here, so for 3 months it's $60. And they allow you to access, you put that your address is in Australia in the VPN, and then you'll be able to watch all the stuff you watch at home, on your subscriptions. And I find that really helpful. The one that, and I'll leave it in the description again, that I use is ExpressVPN. It's in the App Store as well, and I find that it's really good. Can I ask too that if you like the information that we give here, that you subscribe, hit the like button and subscribe. My channel is called the Macleay Explorer because I don't just do Bali. We've done trips around southern New South Wales, and we've done Bali before. I've got lots of content. Some of it is more landscapey than it is informative, but I intend to give more information, as that tends to be helpful to people, so that's what I want to do. So please subscribe. It'll help me feel important. So the other thing that, if you're looking to save a bit of money or not necessarily throw it away, everybody gets hung up about SIM cards. We don't use one. I simply put my phone on airplane mode when I leave Australia, and when I get here I downloaded WhatsApp. I'll leave that in here in descriptions. And WhatsApp, as long as you've got Wi-Fi, and there's Wi-Fi everywhere in Bali, far better than Australia. Whenever you've got Wi-Fi, wherever you go, you can use your phone, text. Once you establish a relationship with the place you stay, they don't like you to use the website or anything else, or emails even, because they get stolen. They use WhatsApp. So I guess the message there is your security is not necessarily online as it appears. There's lots of dummy sites, so make sure whatever site you get on, or if you're using Wi-Fi for messages or whatever, just get a secure app, and make sure you're dealing directly. If there's more information you'd like from me, or that I can find out for you, just leave in comments below and I'll do so. But basically 3 chunks. Get your visa right and do it online. It's not that hard and you'll save a lot of money. Get your apps right and your communication and getting around the place right through your apps. Explore pricing if you want to stay for a length of time. Health insurance is very important, depending on your age, I guess, but I think it's important. And look, enjoy your stay. Just get to that level of Bali that is not all in your face, or you feel it's in your face. There's a great culture in this place, and I'll leave a little tipper to that at the end of this for you to enjoy, but it's a welcome place to freedom. It's a very, very happy place. So, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe, like. See you in the next one.